More and more rappers react to Gunna snitching in court on Young Thug daily. Even rappers who were best friends with Gunna prior to the snitching video being released online. OTF rapper Lil Durk has been best friends with Gunna for several years, with their first song together being released 4 years ago titled Lies About You, created a great friendship between the two rappers until today. As DJ Academics shared a snippet of a new Lil Durk song. In the lyrics it says, "What happened to Virgil, he's probably gonna tell," referring to a collab song he made with Gunna titled What Happened to Virgil. Now Lil Durk hasn't spoken publicly about Gunna snitching, but him sneak dissing him in a new song likely proves that he is not a fan of the new video of him snitching. It's very likely Lil Durk will never create another song with Gunna after something like this. That also relates to another one of Gunna's best friends, being Lil Baby, reacting to him snitching as well. As Academics tweeted, "The streets are saying Lil Baby unfollowed Gunna today. Y'all think the industry giving Gunna too much of a hard time for being a truth teller or nah?" With the word truth teller being another word for snitch. This is a huge move, as Lil Baby and Gunna have been best friends for many years, and they even grew their rap careers together. They did everything together alongside Young Thug, with Young Thug teaching them the roots of the industry. This is all happening due to the leaked footage of Gunna snitching being released.
You agree or acknowledge that statements are true, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I became affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes, ma'am.
YSL is a music label and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in front of you.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped a vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrocarbons and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you acknowledge the following statement? I recognize, accept, and deeply regret that my talent and music indirectly furthered YSL to the detriment of my community. YSL again. Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
Yes.
If you're a fan of Young Thug, leave a like on the video. I'm curious how many fans are watching today. Now, Gunna was accepting that plea deal in the footage to be released from prison early. After the Gunna snitching video went viral, things got heated online of YSL members versus Gunna. As DJ Academics tweeted, YSL having a beef on Instagram. Gunna came out and tried testing the water, claiming YSL the label, and even said free Young Thug. Everybody in YSL is looking at Gunna like, buddy, you're the reason he's in there, as they all unfollowed him right after. Even Young Thug's sister did as well. Now this all began with Gunna testing the water. Gunna tweeted on his Twitter, "Rest in peace Lil Keed. I love you and I miss you twin," referring to Lil Keed sadly passing while Gunna and Young Thug were arrested around the start of the YSL RICO case, to then later posting on his Instagram a picture of his at-home studio with a caption stating, "People acting like they're switching sides, but it's only one side. Hashtag YSL the label, free Young Thug and Yak." This Instagram post got a lot of backlash from YSL members that are staying true to YSL and Young Thug throughout this trial. As a very long time and loyal member of YSL named King Mondo replied to Gunna on Instagram, "I ain't gonna bite my tongue. Baby boy, you don't need to be saying nothing about YSL or free Young Thug after what you said and did. You really got some nerve." Now, funny enough, the rap game's top snitch Tekashi 6ix9ine even jumped in, with Tekashi 6ix9ine replying to Gunna's Instagram post saying, "In court, you said it was a team. Here on IG, you're saying the label. LOL, you cannot make this up." Due to these snitches, all of Young Thug's new charges leading into the trial have now been confirmed. Out of 65 total charges going against YSL members, Young Thug is being charged with 8 counts and is currently looking at 20+ years inside of prison. The 8 charges that Young Thug is currently facing is conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, otherwise known as the RICO charge, 1 charge of participation in criminal street activity, 1 count of possession of narcotics with intent to distribute, possession of a special type of drink with intent to distribute, possession of more narcotics, possession of a firearm, and 1 charge of possession of switches for firearms. While his new charges were laid out in the courtroom, the judge also revealed that Gunna snitched on Young Thug. Now at this current moment, Young Thug actually had no idea that Gunna accepted a plea deal the night before, as Gunna walked into this court hearing without hearing any of this news. With the judge revealing to Young Thug for the first time that Gunna accepted a plea deal and snitched on Young Thug, he looked very worried. Looking at these photos, you could see Young Thug put the back of his head into his chair and he kinda sinks into the bottom of his chair, showing a lot of sad emotions as well, which is never good to see. Once the court hearing was over, Young Thug was then seen standing out of his chair, staring into the camera, giving a smirk before going back to his normal face. Sources claim it was at this moment where Young Thug knew his chances of ever being released from prison was 0. As time then went silent for a week, with social media reacting to Gunna snitching, the YSL trial has finally begun. With the trial officially beginning, we got even more new court footage showing that Young Thug was not getting any better while in the courtroom, as more and more YSL members continued to snitch on him. As this was released on social media today, Young Thug seen in court going through a lot of sad emotions. After almost 8 people folded on him, this right here made it very obvious that this is no longer a YSL takedown. The feds are offering amazing proffer deals to YSL members saying, hey, if you snitch, give us evidence against Young Thug, we'll literally let you walk out of jail right now. And many YSL members, they're taking those deals, making it very obvious the prosecutors only want one man in this entire situation. But this was actually confirmed to be true, as Young Thug had his manager release a very normal tweet out on his Twitter account stating, I'm talking with my roommate and we're wondering if you could swim 100 miles from the middle of the ocean back to shore at Michael Phelps. Now what seems like a very innocent tweet turned ugly, as prosecutors are making the claim that Young Thug is having his manager tweet out certain things for him, and these tweets are secretive codes to YSL members in the free world for certain crimes that they need to go commit. And here's even Young Thug's lawyer defending him in the courtroom about this matter.
Williams is in a jail outside of Fulton County. There are 0 cell phones in that jail. That last tweet that was sent out to Michael Phelps is recorded. It's been investigated by the sheriff of that county, and it was a conversation that's recorded between Mr. Williams and a member of his close friendships, that he asked the other person who has control of his Twitter account. That is not a reason to.
Well, this is part of the conversation, Mr. Steele, and you and others are going to need to have with your clients, because this is part of the state's concern. I mean,
that was an innocent. That's nothing bad. Asking somebody to tweet to Michael Phelps, can you swim 100 miles in the ocean? That has nothing to do with intimidation. So I'd ask you, Rico.
Well, if I can communicate through a family member or somebody else, then I can communicate something else.
Everything okay over there?
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, your family was concerned that something was going on. You're fine, right? Yes, I'm great. Okay, cool.
Now, after all of this evidence going against him, there's been one positive in the Young Thug trial. 1 week into the trial beginning, it's already been delayed. This works huge in Young Thug's favor, giving him and his lawyers more time to create defenses for the case. Now, here is the reason why it's delayed.
Contempt is punishable easily by a fine of $1,000 and or 20 days in jail. I am not going to fine you. What I then want to do is, in order for you to satisfy your contempt, I'm going to commute the 20 days and require you to write a 30-page paper on the importance of jury service. Here's the criteria. You'll have to do APA style. You're going to have to use at least 10 primary sources, 10 secondary sources. You'll talk at a minimum, and I'll write this in the order. You're going to write at a minimum the history of jury service, who could not serve on a jury, because that's very important.
It was announced today in court that a juror in the Young Thug trial skipped her jury duty to go on vacation. This should have resulted in jail time in the United States, but the judge is instead forcing the juror to write a 30-page paper instead. But this ends up working out for Young Thug, as he now has more time. If you want to stay up to date with the Young Thug RICO case, leave a like on the video and don't forget to subscribe. It's been District Trending, and I'm out. Peace.